My brothers and sisters, for a long time, we've chosen to walk the easy way when it comes to obedience to the known will of God, which is also the law of God. There's been much discussion and arguments, and many have chosen, with a lot of zeal, to defend one side or the other when it comes to keeping the commandments of God. I came to learn recently that there's a difference between my standing with the Lord and my walk with the Lord. My standing has to do with my faith after coming to believe in the one the Father sent to die for my redemption. However, my walk has to do with obeying His word. My walk is a reflection of my standing with Him. I was musing over these thoughts on the Word of God as I read through Romans chapter 3, particularly verse 31, which says, "Do we then nullify the law through faith?" And astonishingly, Paul said, his answer was, absolutely not. On the contrary, we uphold the law. And so I went to the Lord asking Him. I wanted to know what the Lord had to say. I said, "What is on your heart, Father?" And the Lord began, "My Sabbath is hallowed forever. It is to remain a day consecrated to me and nothing else." I was very clear about not defiling it with the mundane. I made it very clear with countless examples. Yet you have chosen instead to disregard it as merely another day. I called this day from the very beginning a day holy unto me, a day of rest where work should not be done, not to be a Pharisee, but to be like my Son. He was the embodiment of the Sabbath. He exercised His lordship over it. He was the prime example in every way. Remember my response to Peter on the Mount of Transfiguration. I said, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Listen to Him." And I repeat it today to all of you. Listen to Him. Follow Him. Obey Him. He carries my very heart in His chest. His yearnings for you are the manifestations of my deepest desires towards you and for you. Do you not see, my children? How is it that you have chosen to harden your hearts and to be blind? I tore the veil with my own hands, but you have sewn back the pieces. My word will never pass away, my children. My word is the life that you need. So I'm encouraging you once more and showing you the way. My servant Paul grieves. He never intended for them to be ignored because they are truly my commandments to you. They are the way to love earnestly. So love me, my children, with all your hearts and soul. Do not bow to idols, nor should you make for yourselves a different God. Keep my Sabbath day holy, and I'd rather that you honor your parent first with your tithing, and then my servants. Every time I poured my wrath over Israel, it brought much destruction. Many lives were lost, and that's why my Son taught you to not harbor anger in your hearts. If you call yourselves by my name, you must not deceive or manipulate your neighbor, for it is witchcraft, the favorite tool of the father of lies. Guard your eyes and your ears, my dear ones. These are the preferred gates to your hearts, where thoughts and evil desires are birthed. For my Son is at the door. How will you be found? Abraham was a friend, so he had to know my plans concerning his cousin, and you are my children, and my only desire is to see you at my table for all eternity. That's why I chose to love you first, so that it would be easy to love me back. Love me, my children, and I will give you the kingdom. And that's the end of the Lord's message.